What's good, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're making smoked oxtails. This is what I'm in the mood for. Not our traditional style of oxtails, equally as delicious, of course. We're gonna make these on the grill for a couple hours so that they have that rich, smoky flavor and they're super tender. Let's go. Okay, the first thing we want to do is make a smoke pack to smoke the oxtails. We're just going to use pimento and some apple wood chips. This is actually the same thing that you get when you order our jerk chicken that we season up and you want to make it at home. We have a package that we give you that includes this also, along with the lump charcoal. So here we're just making a tight little pack. I'm doing this like if I make roast fish. So if you've ever seen any of my roast fish videos, you know that this is exactly how I do it. Well, similar to how we do it. Just a double fold over and make sure it's really tight because we don't want, the smoke to go everywhere. We just kind of want to keep it to where we need it to go. So here we're going to use this fork, which I'm improvising. Normally I would have had a toothpick or something just to make some holes so that a little air can go in there, and this is kind of where we want the smoke to take its time and be released. Now, you don't want to puncture it all the way down to the bottom. You just make it in the top just so that, again, the air can be released, and that's it. Our smoke pack is done. Let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is lighting the grill, okay? So we've been cooking all day, shooting different videos, so the grill is a little funky looking, but hey, it gets it done. I'm not here to pretend that everything has to be new like a lot of YouTube videos I see. People go and buy brand new equipment and stuff just to make, a video. I don't get it. I think you should use what you have. And this is what we have right here. So we're using lump charcoal. I like lump charcoal a lot. It's one of the best charcoals to me. It lights pretty easy and it burns really, really well and evenly, more importantly than anything else. And we're just putting our little starter things in there. And here we got Striker Fire. So if anybody knows this is a real thing, now that's a fire. I don't know why I said that. I had to throw that in there. So we use this just to light it and get everything going. This will stay lit and, keep you out of trying to keep moving, lighting this thing over and over and over and over. Something you don't want to do. So just going to make everything get on top of each other just to make a little triangle is what I try to do. And these other little starters, I like to kind of evenly put them around the fire. So once I walk away from this, it's just going to burn on its own, all over the place instead of just where that, what is that, fire stick or whatever you call that I lit. And there you go. That's it. Just let this go ahead and burn and we're good to go. So let's go ahead and get this oxtail seasoned up. This is about 2 pounds of oxtail, enough for me and maybe another person. And we're just going to season it with some garlic powder, and then I'm going to take some white pepper. Again, with me, I use what I have, right? So I don't have black pepper on hand, so I got to use white pepper. And these are some of my favorite spices. This is Spiceology's prime rib. And I just absolutely love Spiceology's brand, guys. Hopefully one day I can get a seasoning line in there too. So we want to season this generously. This doesn't really have a high salt content, so don't be too afraid to use it. You just basically want to get the spices out of it. And here goes another favorite of mine, Black Magic, baby. Yeah. So if you ever use this, if you could see it in here, I use this one a lot. Look at that. And this has a really smoky flavor. This is why I'm using this to enhance the smoke that we're going to be using from the apple wood chips. I want a really intense smoky flavor. And now the star of the show. This is my jerk seasoning. Again, this is not traditional cooking, so I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's not how you season oxtail. We're not making traditional Jamaican oxtail, okay? I have plenty of videos for that, and I'll be uploading a lot more of those. This is smoked oxtails. We want a totally different flavor profile, and you can't leave out some complete seasoning. Now, I'm filming, so you could have, been doing both sides at the same time with me. Just because I'm filming, I just do one at a time. I don't want to touch the camera and stuff with the hands dirty. So okay, so let's go ahead and check on the fire. It's burning absolutely beautifully. I love it. We're going to just add a few pimento seeds. I want that flavor to kind of come out into the meat. And then also we're going to add some apple wood chips directly onto the flame, as well as what's in our pack. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my smoke pack that we made earlier, and I'm going to put it on the side of the flame. Some people like to put it directly on the flame, but for me it burns a little too quickly when you do it that way, especially if you don't have a lot in there. We need the smoke to take its time and burn a little bit longer. So that's it. Now normally we put the oxtails on the grill, but they're a little sketchy, so we're not going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to just close this down for a little bit and let it smoke out and kind of out the flame. Okay, so we got the grill up to about 300 degrees. Let's go ahead and open it and see where we are. Okay, so the smoke is not overly intense. If you want more smoke, you got to use a lot more wood. Some people actually just use wood to do their oxtails. I don't. That's a little bit too much smoke flavor for me. So if you notice, we have the oxtails on foil, and the reason for that, I didn't really clean the grill like I told you earlier, so I don't want them touching it directly. But if you really wanted to do it, it should be on the grill to get a better char. So we're going to go ahead and cover it up and then close this down and let this roll for about half an hour or so. Okay, let's go ahead and open it up and see where we are. Oh my goodness. The smell, I wish you guys could smell it. And that's it. That's right where I want to be. Look at that smoky color coming in. So I'm going to close this for another half hour, 40 minutes. And this is half an hour, 40 minutes later. Look at this. Whoa. Oh yeah. It's coming along beautifully, guys. Beautifully. The only thing I'm telling you guys what you should do, maybe you could add it a little bit more to the fire. I had covered this really tight, and man, I wish you could smell this. The aromas right now, it's just incredible. And look at the beauty. Ah, I can't wait to taste this, but I got a few more hours left on it though. Now, while we're waiting for that oxtail to finish cooking, we got to go ahead and make the braising liquid, because oxtail can't cook by itself like that. If you're just trying to smoke it, man, you're going to be here for the rest of your life. I don't have that long, so I want it in this lifetime. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a braising liquid here. I'm just adding a little coconut oil to the pan and get that heated up really quickly and put in a little butter. Now, I said butter, not margarine. And definitely not the thing that says, I can't believe it's butter. Or better yet, all of you are guilty of this. Not country crock. Country crock is not butter, folks. I'm tired for telling you this. Okay? So we're using butter. Real butter. B-U-T-T-E-R. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just let that melt down a little bit. You know, not much. It doesn't matter too much because we're actually making a braising liquid. So we're going to add our trinity of ingredients, which is just carrots, scallion, white onions, and I have a little bit of Scotch bonnet in there. Normally we would have put celery in here. Again, the beauty of the way I cook, we just use what we have available at the house. We didn't have any. So we're going to go ahead and salt this with some garlic sea salt. You know, this is just what we have at the house. Again, we use what's available to us. You could just use regular salt. It does not matter here. Sea salt, of course, or kosher salt. Doesn't make a bit of difference. We're just using what's available. And we'll go ahead and let that simmer for a little bit. And here I have some chicken stock. Now, chicken stock with oxtail, you're saying? Yes, because we need flavor. This is homemade chicken stock. We could have used beef broth. Would have worked just as fine. You know, if you didn't have that, you could have used a Maggi mix and, you know, and water. Just anything to give you a flavor profile. But we've had this homemade. It's going to work just fine. Use what you have available, guys. This is what it is. You got to be creative, man. You got to be creative. This is how cooking works, and especially Caribbean style cooking. Now, again, we're going to bust it up with some complete seasoning. You know, we have to always add that. Give it a quick twirl. You know, just so everything kind of marries together and gets together. That's what we want. So now we're going to put all of this into our braising pan, which is a foil pan. We just add all the ingredients in there. They're just kind of cooked down. Now, if you see, they're just slowly cooked. They're not really overly burnt or anything or going crazy, because we're still going to have to cook this on the grill, okay, with the oxtails in it. So we're just going to add some water to keep the flavor going. And here, this is what I was telling you earlier. This is the Maggi seasoning, the beef seasoning. We're gonna add this, which I just found it, so this is why I'm adding it. I'm like, oh man, I could have used this originally, but gotta keep going, guys. Just get creative. Don't worry about it too much. And again, remember, a little bit more of the black magic, baby. Look at this, just to give me that smoky flavor. I just don't want to lose that when I put it in the braising liquid. It's very important. So let's get back to the oxtails. As you can see, they're gorgeous, looking absolutely pristine. Man, look at the color on them. They look like they're cooked, but they're not, okay? This would be a frisbee, man. You might have to hit the dentist if you ever try to eat it like this. So we go ahead and just get our braising liquid on the heat side of the grill. And all you're gonna do now is just add your oxtails to the liquid and get them all in there. That's it. So once all the oxtails are in, the next step is to go ahead and cover it. Really just want to tighten this up and make sure it's on there pretty good, because we're going to let this go until they're tender. It's probably going to take us about an hour, hour and a half. Okay guys, let's see what we got here. I'm not sure what to expect, but here we go. Whoa! Oh my. Man, that smells good. Man, that smells really good. All right, let's see if it's good or ready to go. Or do I have to put it back on? No, there's coming off. Delicious. Let me taste this. Wow. So there we have it, guys. Smoked oxtails. I'm gonna devour this right now with some white rice and some cabbage. Basically what we made it with. So, you know, thanks for watching the video. Hope to see you guys watch more. Just give me a like and a quick subscribe. Put me on notifications too. I'm really going to spend some time showing some recipes. I hope you like this. I know it's not traditional. I have another one coming up pretty soon, the traditional way, Jamaican style that we make it, but this is equally as good. If you've never had it this way, you got to try it. It's absolutely fantastic. And just keep in mind that I use seasonings that I had available to me, so you can kind of interchange the seasonings. You know, if you just want to keep it really simple, just salt, black pepper, seasoning salt, maybe an all-purpose, and even smoked paprika, that would work just as fine. But as you can see, this is really good, and it's still on the bone, right? A lot of times we make our oxtail, it's off the bone, it's all over the place, almost like when you put it into a pressure cooker. This is still tender and it's still on the bone. Absolutely fantastic. Smells great, tastes great. I would do this again. And it's just enough for me. Like, I actually don't have to share this, because what I'm about to do right now is go ahead and hide this pan and put it in the back somewhere where nobody can see it. And there we are.